Excel's VLOOKUP function works until it doesn't, but the Excel XLOOKUP function works every time. Let me show you the difference. So let's take a look at the difference between Excel's VLOOKUP and the XLOOKUP function. Now open in front of you, I've got an example file that I've made available for you to download so you can open it up and follow along with me. This document is called Excel XLOOKUP-most recent. And you'll find a link to download this file in the video description, just right down below. Look for the OfficeNewb.com blog link, and you'll find a link there to download the file. Make sure you download it, open it up, and follow along with me. And while you're down there, if you enjoyed the video, you'll learn something new, make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get updates each week on videos that we add here on Microsoft Excel and other Office applications. So let's take a look at the difference. Inside of this workbook, I've got a worksheet in here called Customer Orders, and it's got a nice little simple table in it. It's got order ID, customer name, email, and so on. Now over on the right, I've got some demo areas where we're going to take a look at first the difference between the VLOOKUP and the XLOOKUP. Now, the VLOOKUPs have been around for a while inside of Excel, and it's a very popular one, a very widely used function, but it's got some limitations to it. Let's take a look. So the purpose of a VLOOKUP is to take a lookup value, such as an order ID, which matches an order ID over here in the order ID column, and then return a corresponding value to that order ID. For example, I want to find order ID 1009, and I want to find out who the customer is. Okay, so I'm going to jump into cell I4, and I'm going to say equals VLOOKUP. There it is. So the first thing the VLOOKUP needs is the lookup value. So I'm going to give it H4, comma. The next thing it wants to know is where to search. So I'll grab A2 all the way down to F21. I've grabbed the entire list, comma. The next thing it wants to know is the column index num. It wants to know, once I find that lookup value, 1009, what do you want to return back? Well, in this case, I want to get the customer name, which is the third column in the list. So I'm going to put a number 3 in there, comma. And the last thing it wants to know is, based on the lookup value, do you want to find an approximate match or an exact match? Well, I want the exact, so I'm going to put false in there. That'll give me back the exact match. I'm going to hit my enter key, and there we go. 1009, Emily Clark. Let's see, there's 1009, and Emily Clark is the customer name. Okay, this is the VLOOKUP. Now let's take a look at the XLOOKUP. So right next door, I'm going to jump into K4 equals XLOOKUP. Now the XLOOKUP function is a relatively newer function. It's been around for the past couple of years. Now it's come about because the VLOOKUP had some limitations, and the XLOOKUP was created to overcome those limitations. So first thing the XLOOKUP needs is the lookup value, just like the VLOOKUP. So here I'll grab J4, comma. The next thing it wants to know is the lookup array. It needs to know where it's going to look to find that value. Whereas the VLOOKUP asked me to grab the entire list, here I'm just going to grab the column that contains the order IDs. That's it, A2 to A21, comma. The next thing it wants to know is the return array. Okay, once I find that inside of that column 1009, which column's value do you want to return back? Well, here I want the customer name, so I'll grab the C column, C2 to C21, comma. The next thing it wants to know is, if it can't find that value, what do you want? I'm just going to say empty quotes, just 2 quotes smashed together, comma. And the next thing it wants to know is, what are you searching for? How do you want to search for this? Well, I want an exact match, so I'll put a 0 in there, close the parentheses, hit my enter key, and there's Emily Clark. Now, it gave me the exact same results, but it's a different way to go about searching and returning values. Here's where the VLOOKUP breaks down. The VLOOKUP relies on searching the list, the entire list. And specifically for the lookup value, it's going to look inside the first column of that list. So if order ID doesn't happen to be at the beginning of the list or somebody moves it, I'm going to cut it out here. I'll select A, Control X, cut it out. I'm going to click on E and do Control plus. This will take the cut and paste it in over there. But that then broke my VLOOKUP. I've got an NA back. Well, what's happening here? It's still looking at the A column for that lookup value, but that's not the order ID anymore. The order ID is all the way over here. So the VLOOKUP relies on the first column in the list to search that and then return something to the right of it. Well, the XLOOKUP, there I've still got Emily Clark. It's still working. It doesn't matter where the columns are at because they're two separate columns. You got the lookup column, the lookup array, and you got the return array. And they could be in any order within the list. And the XLOOKUP will still work. So try this one out. Make sure you've downloaded the file, open it up, and try out both VLOOKUP and the XLOOKUP. But that's not all. The XLOOKUP can actually do even more. Take a look. So I'm back inside the exercise file, and I've got this section where I've got customer name, and I want to find the most recent order for that customer. Well, if I look at my list here, I can see I got customer name in there. Okay, let's see, Maria Torres. And it looks like Maria Torres shows up inside the list a few times. Now, I've also got an order date here, and it is sorted in ascending order, putting the most recent orders at the bottom of the list. Now, the VLOOKUP, if I were to ask the VLOOKUP to find Maria Torres and then return the order date back to me, it would return the first instance that it finds. Okay, well, in that case, it'd find Maria Torres here, and it would return 2/18/2024. Well, that's not what I want. I want Maria Torres, yes, but I want the most recent order for Maria Torres. So I want 6/1/2024. Let's take a look at how the XLOOKUP can overcome this limitation of the VLOOKUP. So I'm going to jump into cell I8. I'll say equals XLOOKUP. There it is. First thing it wants to know is, well, what am I looking for? Lookup value. So I'll grab H8, Maria Torres, comma. Next thing it wants to know is, where is it searching? The lookup array, B2 to B21, comma. What's the return array? Well, I want to get the order date, comma. If it's not found, what do you want to return? I'll just say two empty quotes, just two quotes smashed together. I don't want to get anything back, comma. And then the match mode, I want the exact match, so 0. Now here's where it gets interesting. If I do a comma again, the last argument here wants to know how it should search for the values. Do I want to search first to last, so start at the top and search down until you find it? Or do I want to search last to first? So start at the bottom and then move up. Well, I'm going to do a number, what is that? -1. Oh, I'm going to say start at the bottom, search last, and then go to first. I'll close the parentheses, hit my enter key, and there it is. 6/1/2024. If I change that customer name to something else, let's say David West, it's done. I've now got the most recent order for the customers, all because the XLOOKUP allows you to search from bottom to top or top to bottom. Try it out. There's one more thing I want to show off here that really pushes the XLOOKUP even more beyond the VLOOKUP. This is going to be a quick one. So back inside the same exercise file, I've got the previous calculation here to return the most recent order for a specific customer. Now I'm going to modify that because I not only want the order date, but I want the order amount as well. So here inside of the return array, I've got the E column, E2 to E21. Well, the order date is right next door. It's in the F column. So I'm just going to change it to E2 to F21. I want to return the results of both of those columns when you find the specific customer. That's it. I'll hit my enter key, and there it is. David West, 512, David West, 512, 610, 610. If I change that to another customer, let's go to John Kim. All right, John Kim. What is it? 527, 2024, 260. Done. Right? I can return multiple values from that record utilizing the XLOOKUP. Something, unfortunately, the VLOOKUP can't do. Try it out. So, kick the VLOOKUP to the curb, get rid of it, and start utilizing the XLOOKUP. Overcome the limitations of the VLOOKUP. It can't search to the left. If the list changes, columns move around. It can't return multiple columns. It has to search from top to bottom and return the first occurrence, and you're done. That's the VLOOKUP, right? The XLOOKUP overcomes those limitations. So make sure you downloaded the file, open it up, and try out these examples. If you've enjoyed the video, you've learned something new, make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get updates about each video that we add to this channel each week. I'll see you in the next video.